Hello, second grade scientists, and welcome to another lesson in life science. We learned all about the life cycle of a plant in our last lesson, and today we're going to be talking all about parts of a plant. What are the different parts of a plant and what do they do? Here's what we already know. We know that all plants need water, light, air, and space to grow. We also know that plants go through a life cycle that includes seed, sprout, seedling, and plant. But how do plants get those things that they need water, light, and air? How do the plants change as they go through their life cycle? Today, we will explore the parts of a plant and how they help the plant grow and survive. We're going to start with 5 main parts of a plant, and the first one we're going to talk about are the seeds. Why don't you turn and tell someone at home what it is you already know about seeds? Awesome. We know a lot about seeds already. For example, a baby plant lives inside a seed. It is called the embryo. Also, the hard outside shell is called the seed coat. It protects the embryo. Finally, a seed also has food inside to help the tiny plant grow. Now, you saw all of this when you planted seeds with Mrs. Ibrahim. Do you remember what the first part was to come out of the seed? It was the roots. What do you already know about roots? Pause and turn and talk to someone at home. Excellent job, friends. You know so much about roots. Here's what we do know. The roots act as a sponge, absorbing all the nutrients and water from the soil. Roots also hold the plant in the soil so it doesn't get blown away by the wind or washed away by water. It anchors that plant in the ground. As we move up the plant, we come to the stem. What do you already know about stems? Maybe you know a little bit about stems, maybe you don't know so much. Here are some things to know about the stem of a plant. The stem acts as a straw, sucking all the food and water up to the other parts of the plant. So water gets sucked in by the roots and then it goes up the stem to these other parts. The stem also holds up the leaves and flowers and even fruits. It holds the plant upright so it can get what it needs. Attached to the stem are a couple different parts. The first one we're going to look at are leaves. What do you know about leaves? I bet you know that most leaves are green. Also, there's these lines. They have veins. But leaves are super important because the leaves make food for the plant by using sunlight and water. This is called photosynthesis. I bet you second grade scientists have heard of photosynthesis and might even know how it works. We're going to touch on that later. The leaves also make clean oxygen for us humans to breathe, which is super important. The last part of the plant we're going to talk about are the flowers. I know that you second grade scientists know a lot about flowers. You probably have flowers in your gardens, you see them when you go on walks. Here are some of the important things to know about flowers. Flowers help the plant reproduce or to make new plants. Flowers attract insects with their pollen and nectar. We're going to talk more about flowers and pollen and nectar in our next lesson. Flowers can grow into fruit. They don't always, but they definitely can. And that fruit helps protect the seeds inside. So those are the 5 main parts of the plant that we need to know. So my second grade scientists, it's time for you to label the parts of a plant. On your worksheet, use the words at the bottom in the word bank to fill in each part of the plant in the box. Then I want you to write one sentence that tells something that part of the plant does. Now you can go back in the video to review what each part does. You can tell me one thing that it does. Some parts do many things. At least give me one sentence that tells me what that part does. You can pause the video and fill it in. You can go back in the video to review the information. When you're ready, continue on and we'll check our answers. So hit pause or go back and fill out your worksheet. All right, scientists, if you're listening now, you are ready to check your worksheet. You have filled out all parts of the plants and written a sentence that tells what each part does to help the plant grow and survive. Let's check our answers. Here we have our plant. We're going to start at the bottom and work our way up. Down here at the bottom, we have the roots. The roots hold the plant in the ground and they soak up nutrients and water. As we travel up the plant, we come to the stem, which holds the plant upright and acts as a straw, moving water and food to other parts of the plant. Make sure you have something similar to this. If you can't fit all of that on your worksheet, that's okay, but make sure you have some of this information on your worksheet. Coming off of the stem, we have leaves. The leaves make food from sunlight and water, and they release or give off clean oxygen. That's super important. That's how humans and animals can breathe. The next part we're going to talk about are the flowers. Flowers help the plant reproduce or make new plants. They can grow into fruit, and they protect the seeds. That must mean our last part of the plant are the seeds. Seeds contain baby plants with food for growing. Double check your worksheet. Did you have all parts of the plants labeled correctly? Did you remember what each part does to help the plant grow and survive? I bet you did, second grade scientists. Next lesson, we're going to talk more about flowers and how they use their pollen to help make new plants. And until then, my second grade scientists, stay curious.